Hey, what's up? I got some more lore content for you guys. I'm here to break down the top 3 best decks to climb with in Ranked if you enjoy playing Control. With that, let's get right into it. Just a little note before we get into it, Control as an archetype is not really doing the best in Legends of Runeterra right now because Midrange is supreme, and it's also just outpacing anything that Control can put out. However, there are some decent decks with around 50% win rate that you can still pick up if you enjoy the Control playstyle. And we'll be starting off with an example of, if you can't beat them, join them. We are combining Norra with Elder Dragon. The main theme of the deck is to play removal early and slow down the opponent's game plan, while we develop ours and have really strong turn 6s onwards because of our dragon boons on our big units. We're also going to be discounting things like Wiggly Burblefish and Plaza Guardian, that way we can fully abuse the boon mechanic on 6+ cost base allies. To start us off, we have some removal in the early game, a group shot, 1 mana fast speed, deal 1 to a unit. If you have 4 allies, deal 2 instead. Really strong card, can be used early and also in the mid game. And next we have Autopus coming in as an early game blocker and also a prank unit, that way we can mess with the opponent's hand, slow them down even more and make it hard for them to react to us. Next we have Pytos, a really strong removal card from Bandle City. This card is really good early and also mid game because when we combine this with Lord Bromane, which we're trying to play turn 6 onwards, this card can basically execute enemies and be a very high value for us, other than just little pings. Next we have Trinket Trade to get more Autopuses or also to manifest spells from our region. Our region is only Bandle City, so we should be able to pick up extra spells that we don't have in our hand, like early removal or whatever else we might need. Next we have Double Conchologist to do the exact same thing, but also be a 2/1 body. Next we have Drop the Bomb, which is a slow speed removal card, really good. Scrappy Bomb also sets up for Riptide Rex plays in the late game. Next we have Early Bird to mess with the opponent's hand even more. 2 mana slow speed, your opponent discards their highest cost card. This card is also manifestable via Trinket Trade and also Conchologist, so you may be discarding the entirety of your opponent's hand. Next we have Norra, our first champion, 2/1/2, elusive, Nexus Strike, plant a mysterious portal in the top 4 cards of the deck. This allows you to, when drawn, summon a random 2 or 3 cost follower, and you can use that to attack or block with. Really good if you get a bunch of portals into the deck, then you're summoning just a bunch of dudes to help you pressure or stabilize. Next we have 2 Portal Pioneer, 2/1/1 with a tune, so it pays 1 mana back, and then also gives you a tech card of choice in order to defeat certain matchups. You can use the Malfunction versus Equipment, Excavation versus Landmarks, Explorer's Blunder to turn off aggressive or defensive keywords, and Explorer's Refreshment to heal through burn. Next we have Condense. This is a really cool enabler card. We can use Condense with Riptide Rex, we can use it with Bromane, we can use it with Sign-In, lots of good targets in the deck. Next we have One Quick Wallop. This card is also manifestable via the spell generators, so we don't have to hard run this too much, so just having one in the pocket is really nice to slow down the opponent's attack strategies. Next we have Lord Bromane. This card is holding the deck together as a very strong removal option. So it's a 6/3/4 that says, on play deal 2 to an enemy, so you're going to be Mystic Shotting an enemy right away. Also, just a passive, your fast speed spells, slow speed spells, and skills have, when I damage a stunned or already damaged enemy, kill it outright. So if something has already taken damage, all of a sudden our cheap Bandle City pings are now executing. Really strong card, really good stabilizer, really good at getting you ahead, especially as you're summoning portal units. Just one of the main cornerstones of the deck. Next we have Sign-In. This is a really good refill card. It's also really nice if you have a bunch of portal units developed, then you get to give them all +1/+1 while you draw more resources, maybe more removal, whatever you need, top end, and then you get to pressure the board with him. Next we have Double Riptide Rex. This is really good if we have a solid Scrappy Bomb timing, or if we do Perilous Pastry to the enemy face, then we can activate Riptide Rex's Plunder effect, deal a bunch of damage, get a boon, just be a really strong card. Then we can Condense and do it all over again for 1 mana in the following turn. Next we have Wiggly Burblefish. This is a really strong card. It starts as an 8/2/1, however it costs 1 less for each spell you play over the course of the game, getting down to 1 mana or oftentimes free. That's right, free elusive that still gets a boon from the Elder Dragon passive, because Elder Dragon says you get a boon if your unit has a base cost of 6 or more. So Burblefish will be getting that even though it's discounted to free, while also giving you a free Bandle City spell. Next we have Plaza Guardian, basically the same mechanic as the Burblefish with the discounting, however just quick attack instead of elusive. Really good if you get the Cloud Drake boon, just overall really strong pressure card. And finally, we have one Elder Dragon, which we're not trying to play out. We just have Elder in here for the deck building passive and also the boons. But sometimes you can play Elder in the late game and have a good finisher for yourself. And that's it for the deck rundown. Now here's a live commentary game so you can see how the deck plays out. I'll be giving context to why I'm playing certain cards and hopefully it gives you a good feel on how to play the deck. And for the example game, we're fighting Kayn Jarvan, which is actually an early iteration of a solid Kayn deck, back when he came out. The weapon's kind of relevant, so Portal Pioneer might be nice to destroy the weapon. Otherwise, we kind of just want early removal. Oh my goodness, what's Riptide Rex doing here? We always want to keep Broman. I actually think he's just like the best card in the deck. We have Burblefish for discounts, we have Pie. I'm kind of down to keep this hand. Ooh, early bird. I don't mind that either. And drop the bomb? Yeah. Basically, we're just going to play nice and slow and reactive. If this hits a Darken or an equipment, it's going to be a 3-2. No? Just a 2-1? That's fine. I don't really need to spend removal on that right now. There's Pioneer. Keeper of the box. Okay. So, immediately I'm kind of down to do drop the bomb on this. Maybe even Pie Toss on the Bakai now, since they tap to 0. They can't really outplay our removal spell. And we take no damage while also getting double discount. Next turn we play Portal Pioneer, and we still have enough mana for Pastry, Early Bird, or the spell that it generates. Let's go ahead and pick the Malfunction, because they want to play weapons in this deck. That way we have this in our pocket to destroy any Darken weapon. We could also Early Bird Pioneer. Okay, so they're going for their own Explorer spell. I don't really have much to do other than Early Bird, so I kind of want to cast it. It'd be funny if we hit Jarvan or Kayn. A lot of high tilt value here, depending on what we hit. We hit King Jarvan the Third. Let's go. Yeah, that's pretty annoying for them. Another drop the bomb. That's pretty nice. We can actually use that to... Oh, hello. Doesn't have an equipment yet. That's good. That means we don't have to worry about the scout. What if we just play another Pioneer? And grab another unit destruction, or not unit, sorry, equipment destruction. That might be better than keywords. Although having keyword destruction is just kind of nice and flexible too. I'm gonna go with a little bit of a one of each scenario. You're gonna grab? Yeah, you are. And then we can finish that off with drop the bomb. Yoink. Alright, what else we got? Trinket Trade. I definitely want to play that. Trinket Trade into... I don't really like these. Portal Stories is actually really funny for turbo leveling Norra, by the way, so you can see that sometimes and go for it. Poison Dart? Nah, I'd rather just have the Otterpuss and Prank. Let's mess with their hand even more, while also getting this Burblefish even cheaper. It's just a prank, bro. Let's see what you got in there. Let's see what you got in that hand of yours, huh? Prank. Ah, another Defector and a Broadwing. All really good cards, actually. I'm gonna make that Defector not playable. And then we can play the Burblefish here. And do double impact. And it gave us a free Pie Toss. That is so incredibly balanced. Thank you, Wiggly Burblefish. Very nice. Very epic indeed. So as long as we hold 2 mana... Oh, what are you doing? Turning off my keywords. Makes sense. Then I can destroy a weapon. Obviously, we're not attacking anymore, right? No. No, we are not. So let's just hold our mana for our spells that we have. Hello, Plaza Guardian. You are also going to be very fair and balanced soon. Ain? Ain, huh? Alright, let's do Bromain on the Kayn. We will also make Bromain Deathless, which is very chill. A lot of counterplay here. And now the Kayn will be damaged, which means our Pie Toss or Pastry will just execute him straight up. This is what makes Lord Bromain such a strong card. Extra stats and or keywords from Boon, plus just like a passive execute, so we're going to outvalue the opponent's hand. Whenever they play a unit, I mean, we can just kill the unit straight up. As we slowly get ahead of them. Very typical control playstyle, by the way. Yeah, this is completely fine. I don't really think I care about most of this. What I do want to do... They didn't even scout attack, by the way. Just pastry this and call it a day. Just pastry it. I don't really want to put my Bromane into Deathless yet. I'm down to take 4 damage to face. Yep. Since it's tough, we have to do an instance of 2 damage to execute it, so this one's a bit trickier, but shouldn't be that big of a deal. We can turn off its keyword as well, if we so desire. And then what, commit double pastry to it? I mean, that's kind of fine, right? Yeah, let's do it. Because we're just going to get our Plaza Guardian to be free. Which is disgusting, and we still have the malfunction mana for the turn. Yeah, that's completely fine. Watch this. Goodbye. Free Plaza Guardian. Another Cane, huh? Single combat. That's chill. I'm deathless, bruh. He comes back. Another Broadwing. Okay, so we see their entire hand. We are really not scared. Plaza Guardian with Fearsome is probably better than heal at this point. I wish we got Cloud so we could grab the Ranger Knight Defector, but it's okay. Extra stats and Fearsome is really nice. Go ahead and swing with it. The only thing that can block us is Defector. Bonk. So they take 6 instead. Another Otter. Okay. We'll play it. Come on. There you go. I was about to say, play that Cane for me. Portal Palooza. Draw a card. Nice. Double Portal on top 1. That definitely seems good and chill. I'm happy that happened. Go ahead and destroy the Cane weapon. Now he's like borderline useless. And we can also discard their last card in hand. No matter what it is. Attacking, we'll block with our 6/6. Bonk. Early Bird. Discard. I hope it's Aatrox. Sorry, they're not playing Aatrox. I hope it's Jarvan. Keeper. Alright. And what, you're going to grab my Bromane? I'm tired of him. You still have the Challenger, so I guess Bromane's dying at some point here. Yeah. Sounds about right. And then we can play the deck hand. Now we are just in top deck phase, right? Riptide Rex, that's a pretty good one to top deck. Let's prank. It's a champion. Very interesting. Full send. And then once they replay the Cane, we will do Riptide Rex. Not a big deal.
Drown in shadow.
It'd be so funny if it's Jarvan, but like, they don't get to play Cane.
The child is gone. The killer.
And Riptide Rex. With 1/1 tough. Oh, wow. I just realized the Powder Keg is going to make this do even more damage. So I just accidentally high-rolled Norra Portal? Just by a little bit. Not a whole lot. If it made all the Cannon Barrages do more damage, that would just be a little insane. Now, don't tell me it's like your third Cane. Okay, no, it's Jarvan. We know this now. Okay, we can Grip Shot for 2. What's this? Oh, Forsaken Bakai. That's chill. I'm just going to shoot it immediately, even if they pick a weapon. Slash another Cane, magically. Group Shot is 2 damage right now, because we have 4 units. Which means they cannot get a Jarvan attack off. So they're going to have to play Jarvan from hands, so they have a blocker. And then we still threaten lethal and open attack. While also threatening the Jarvan. So go ahead, play him. I know that's Mr. Jarvan. Or Mr. Cane for some reason. No, it's Mr. Jarvan. Alright, got him. And the next deck I have for you is a diabolical classic combo of Karma Sett, but also with a new dastardly card, Sunken Temple. The main theme of this deck is to, by all means, make it to turn 10. Use any amount of removal or Ionia stall as you can, and just try to get to the Enlightened turn, which is again turn 10. That way you level Karma. Then you proceed to do some very silly shenanigans and combos with Karma and Sett being on the board at the same time, and then you start to double cast spells, you double cast coins, you double cast Sett spell, and you basically win the game from there. Most of the time, by the way, if you do get to this position where Sett is on the board and then you have Karma on turn 9 and it goes to turn 10, the opponent's just going to surrender. You're not actually going to play it out because of how often people have been beat by this combo. So starting us off, we have some removal here, High Note. Really good early, really good in the mid game as well since it scales. You're basically going to be using this to slow down the opponent's strategy and just shoot their units. Next we have Miriam, which doubles up as a draw card or can also be a resource filler, being able to get extra spell mana. It's also a blocker for early game, so 2/2/3 is just like really solid. Next we have Triple Mystic Shot, doing the same thing as High Note. Next we have Nopify, which slows down the opponent's strategy, being able to stop a fast or slow speed spell that costs 3 or less. Next we have Portal Pioneer, being in here for the same reason as last deck, we just want the tech options. Really nice, really solid. Next we have Triple Tag Out. We can use this as protection to recall our own ally, or we can spend more mana and use it to disrupt the opponent's strategy and put something back into their hand. Super good to use on big champions like Viego and Mordekaiser. Next we have 2 Aftershock, being able to deal even more damage than Mystic, while also having the flexibility of destroying an opposing landmark. Next we have 2 Concussive Palm to continue stalling. 2 Deny to do the same thing as Nopify, but for higher end spells. Big spells like Warmothers, big spells like Vengeance, we can just stop outright. Next we have Triple Smooth Mixologist 4/3/4, heal an ally or your Nexus, and also create a coin in hand, so a little bit of a +3 heal, which is really nice. Super good into aggro, she's a good body, 3/4, and then you get the coin. Coin is going to be a abusable mechanic that we're going to be double casting with Karma to basically play 2 or 3 turns in a row, essentially. And next we have Karma herself. 5/4/3, round end, create in hand a random spell from your regions. Level up, you're Enlightened. So Enlightened is you reach turn 10. Then she starts double casting everything. That's pretty much what you have to pay attention to. When you play a spell, copy it with the same targets. Really strong effect. Then you just become a massive spell slinger. Next we have a quick 1 of 9 lives. This is a really good burst speed blocker. You also get a second unit, which is a 1 cost, and that's really nice. You can recall it and then have another 9 lives, but for the most part, it's just for those pesky aggressive decks that are open attacking against us. We can use 9 lives and get a burst speed blocker or 2. Next we have Place Your Bets. This is another very strong card. So in the early mid game, we can use this to try to fill out your hand, find more options, and try to get to turn 10. However, if you double cast this with Karma, now you're getting crazy because you are drawing 4 cards off of this since it's double casting, and you're getting 4 coins. Then if you had no coins prior, you play that coin and it's going to double cast the 4 that you just made, and it's going to give you 8 mana back for the turn, essentially cheating 8 mana and allowing you to play even further. Next we have Rocket Barrage, which is a really strong removal card. Deal 4 to an enemy and then 1 to all other enemies. There's going to be a lot of times where the enemy board is just perfect for this card. They have exactly a 4 HP unit and then like 3 1 HP units, and you just get to wipe it clean. Really strong for 5 mana. Next we have our other champion, Sett. He's a 5/4/5 with Challenger. He's really good when he grabs something because even if he would die, he instead lives with 1 HP and gains barrier, making him harder to deal with for the turn. He can also contest the board and deal with like some mid-game stuff that the opponent is trying to develop, and then you try to just slow them down. He levels if you spent 40 plus mana over the course of the game, which should be happening around turn 8, 9, or 10, and then he's going to be level 2 Sett. There are 2 OP aspects to this card. He's working super well with Karma because if you do get Showstopper, and you have to do that by spending 12 mana in a round, which you can pretty easily do, you will double cast Showstopper with Karma, and that's really strong. Something else that happens with Sett is if you recall him with your own recall card, and then replay him, it resets the effect to where you get the Showstopper again, allowing you to cast it 4 times in the same turn, which is one of the most disgusting combos that the deck has and makes opponents surrender immediately. And next we have Sunken Temple, which is a new inclusion to the deck since it came out with the Janna expansion. It's a 5 mana landmark that says round end, updraft your hand. Updraft's a pretty important keyword for me to highlight real quick. It says shuffle these cards into your deck, reduce their cost by 1, so when you draw into them later, they're going to be discounted. Also, round start, draw however many cards you updrafted plus 1, so it's giving you extra resources, and then making your future cards much cheaper. So if you cycle this for a couple turns, the opponent just cannot keep up with your low-cost spells and everything that you're slinging out, and also your low-cost champions. It makes it really hard for the opponent to play the game if you resolve Sunken Temple at the right time and get a bunch of value out of it. Next, we have a very strong draw card here, Formula, 6 mana burst speed spell, draw 2, and refill your spell mana. So it's basically like 3 mana, draw 2, and then you can use that to get to more resources, you can get more removal, stuff like that, things that you need. And finally, we have a Singular Will. This is like a panic button card. If the opponent has just like super developed beyond control, or they do something like champion strength, then you can use Singular Will to reset the board state, and then you try to win from that position. And that's it for the deck rundown. Now here's a live commentary game so you can see how it plays out. And for this example game, we're going to be fighting the Priestess of Shurima, allowing them to pull a random champion from deck. Really cool. I actually just learned about this deck today, so I kind of know what they're doing. We have Pioneer, Sett, Mixologist, nope. I don't think we need Mixologist versus this matchup. I do like the flexibility of Explorer spells. I like Sett, and I like Nopeify. 9 lives is also kind of cute. It's a one of, so it's not like we're going to make our hand that much worse by having it. We won't brick on multiple 9 lives, thank goodness. Let's play out the Pioneer. What do we need? What do we need? Keywords? I don't think they play landmarks. I don't think they play equipment. Actually, they do. Someone used an equipment on me today. Was it good or was it useful? I don't remember what the equipment was now, actually. I'm gonna turn off keywords. This is like the default one if you don't know. Because like, most units have keywords. And don't play no Cosmic Youngling. It'll make me mad. Don't do it. Conjurer, so spell shield on a unit. Okay. That's probably spell shield on the Priestess. I mean, I'm down to 9 lives immediately. Conjurer, another spell shield. Sheesh, okay. I'll pass. And then I'll play 9 lives. You've fallen into my trap. My trap sucks. Okay. Wow, my trap is terrible. I'm just gonna take the trade. Bonk. Insane one drop. Well, I know, maybe she is good with the barrier synergy of Sett. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, bruh. Mixologist, heal back the full.
Drinks are cold and gossip's hot.
And then what? Pass? Yeah, I'm down to pass too. Let's burn that mana. I don't even need to attack. Low key, my win con's not attacking, so if they give me a chance to burn mana, I will take it. I'm gonna take it again. Thank you. Really appreciate that. All right. So we passed a couple turns, get a little bit closer to our enlightened state. Play Sett on attack turn. Yo, pass? Yeah, let's pass again. Let's keep it passing, bro. I don't think they know what's going on. Priestess, yeah. You know what you could do is like put that back in your hand. And then I'm gonna draw some cards. I like passers. That makes me happy. All we need to do is find Karma, and then we will be good to go. Yeah, that's a lot of cards in my hand. We're gonna have to start playing here a little bit. So let's open attack. Or another thing we could do is just coin, and then place your bets. And then we can also... I don't know, this hand's pretty cool. Still have 10 cards in it though, which is a bit of an issue. Refill the mana. Let's get rid of one of our denies, right? Ain't no way we need all that. Or one of our mystics. Or one of the Nopefies. Let's pick a Nopeify. And you know what? Hey, we may place your bets again, because I gotta find this Karma. Low key. Priestess? Running it back, I see. Running it back. Roger that, Captain. Let's swing into her. And then we're getting that barrier synergy going. And we'll try to finish her off with a Mystic Shot, I suppose. Bonk. You think they have like a heal or something though? I guess like Star Shaping would outplay me a little bit here. No, not really, because then I can just put it back in their hand again, which is kind of funny. Mystic Shots. They are a heal region, so I guess doing it during combat, if I wanted to guarantee the Priestess kill, would have been safer. But I kind of like getting the extra option out of them by threatening the Mystic Shot here. And then they heal it. See, this is exactly what I wanted, because now I'm going to do Tag Out again. And we're leveling Sett. We played 12 mana this turn, we may as well have. That's all you gotta do. And the last deck I have for you is a classic, late game focused mana ramping control deck, and that is Warmothers. So the main theme of the deck is to play slow, play a bunch of removal, increase your mana gems, that way you can play your big cards before the opponent can play even some of their mid game cards. Some of our big cards are really strong, and pretty much close out the game once they resolve. So we're going to need a bunch of removal in the early game. We have Double Quietus to deal with early game units that have stat points of 4 or less, and we also have Flexible Weapon Destruction. And we also have another good single target removal option in the form of Soul Harvest. Kill a follower with 3 or less power, or spend 1 more mana to kill a champion with 3 or less power. Really, really good against early developments. Next we have Invocation of Thunder, 3 mana slow speed spell, draw 1 and also summon a Sigil. Sigil allows you to play essentially a very big dude for 1 mana less. Sigils can also stack, so if you have 3 Sigils, you can play a big dude for 3 mana less. Next we have Lysandra, 3/2/3 with tough. When I'm summoned, summon a Frozen Thrall and advance it 2. Frozen Thrall is a countdown landmark, and then once it finishes its countdown, you will get an 8/8 with Overwhelm. She levels if you summon 2 allies that cost 8+ over the course of the game, and then when she levels, she makes your Nexus tough, gives you a round start fleeting Ice Shard that costs 0, and also puts a big dude in your hand called the Watcher. The Watcher's a really cool card. It says, I cost 0 if you've summoned 5+ allies that cost 8+ this game. Attack, obliterate the enemy deck. Goodbye deck, leaving 3 non-champions. Really, really strong card. Next we have Valhyr's Prophet, 3/2/3. When I'm summoned, summon a Sigil. Nice, so it's a Sigil unit while also being a defensive body. Next we have Avalanche to deal with those pesky swarm decks, that way you can just clear the board. Next we have Winter's Touch, 4 mana burst speed spell, get an empty mana gem, Enlightened, I cost 1, draw 1, so it's a mana gem early. If you end up drawing it later, you can spend 1 mana to draw a card, so it basically just has like a little bonus effect in case you are already at turn 10. Next we have Harsh Winds to slow down the opponent's strategies. Wild Mysticism to gain even more mana while giving you a body that you can block with. Double Vengeance because it is a very good single target removal option for Shadow Isles, just straight up kill a unit. Double Wings of the Cryo Phoenix. Now this is a pretty sneaky card that not all opponents will be able to play around. 7 mana slow speed spell, deal 3 to all units. However, if you are at 10 mana, instead deal 3 to all enemies, so not your own, and also heal your Nexus 3, just a very powerful effect, especially when you are casting this with spell mana. Next we have Volibear of Black and Ice, 8 mana 8/8. When I'm summoned, summon 2 Frozen Thralls and advance them 2. So basically the Lysandra effect, but you get 2 of them. Next, 1 Ruination, a little bit of a panic button in case we are too far behind, the opponent develops a whole bunch, we can kill them all and then try to win from there. Next we have Volibear, on play Relentless Storm 3 times. Each one targets a different random enemy or the enemy nexus if there are none. Relentless Storm is a 4 damage elemental skill. So yeah, if it's dead or gone, deal 2 to the enemy nexus instead. He levels round end if you've dealt 50 damage over the course of the game. This can be from attacking, blocking, any strikes essentially. When he's in his level 2 form, he has Overwhelm, he grants all of your allies Overwhelm, and also on attack, he does the Relentless Storm effect again, which is very strong. Next we have She Who Wanders, sorry. 10 mana 10/10 regen. Play, obliterate all units with 4 or less power in play and in hands. If you can cheat this out super early, like let's say turn 6, then the opponent just loses all their early and mid game cards if they're playing a faster deck. GG. This is also a very good card into Meg, which is Morgana, Elder, Galio. It's currently the best deck in the meta, and this is probably its best counter. So if you are looking for a control deck that just like beats the best deck, then you want this one. She Who Wanders is a very good card into them. And next we have Warmother's Call. 11 mana slow speed spell, summon the top ally from your deck now and each round starts. So this is going to summon all of our big dudes. Unfortunately, we will not get the She Who Wanders effect because this is on play. This is an on summon, so you will not get that, but you will still get the 10/10 with regen, and then you'll get like a Volibear, and then you get like a Volibear, and you basically just win with that snowball effect. And that's it for the deck rundown. Now here's a live commentary game so you can see how it plays out. And for the example game, we're fighting Vayne Gwen. They're pretty weapon reliant, so I hope I find that Quietus. I think that'll be super good. Harsh Winds is also nice into them. Honestly, this is almost a fully keepable hand. I'm contemplating it. Because we have Val here. She Who Wanders is fantastic versus them. I think I want to keep this. I know it looks a bit greedy, but She Who Wanders is probably the best top end card I have versus Vayne Gwen, because both champions have 3 attack and fall under this threshold, and a lot of their units do too. So if I spend like all of my turns just mana ramping into She Who Wanders, I mean, I guess that's my win con, right? Sounds good to me. Sees a sentry coming in, sure. We're not going to kill that. I'm down to play Lissandra right on turn 3. Soul Harvest, that's awesome versus both of their champs. What a strong card here. So let's go ahead and play Lissandra on turn 3, and then have Soul Harvest mana for champion. Always keep in mind that champion requires you to cast Soul Harvest for 3 and not 2.
All things grow cold.
So yeah, we'll get the Frozen Thrall going. The Phantom Butler can hit me because I do not have a Fearsome blocker. I think I actually want to block that sentry. Wait a minute.
Foolish child.
You can draw. Lissandra's only taking 1 damage because of tough. What, do you have form up? Ain't no way you're playing form up here. Okay. To be honest, I was going to be a little tilted if they had form up. We're good though. Everything's okay. They also have Quietus, so that's probably coming here. There's Quietus. All good. Goodbye, Lissandra. You died too early, I say. Too early indeed. Let's play Val here.
I am the chosen of the storm himself.
And then we're kind of chilling for a couple turns. Get it? So, Soul Harvest champion. Right.
Demons walk
That
above us,
is the
masquerading
idea.
as men.
No Vayne for you. If I can't have Lissandra, you cannot have Vayne, essentially. And we don't want this to die because Hallow's annoying when it's in the graveyard, so we're just going to leave that there. No attack. No attack for me. Yeah, we pass. The next removal option of choice will probably be Avalanche. I may also Harsh Winds. I guess we'll see. Combat Cook. Yeah, I wish I had my Quietus, bruh.
A good fight, the spice of life. Garlic works in a
That's a lot of damage. I'm not happy with all that. Ooh, man, this is rough. I do think it's Avalanche, though. I'm going to save Harsh Winds for an even bigger attack swing, because I think I can prevent more damage. This might be one of the better Avalanches I get. I'm still taking 1 from the Hallow, but like that's better than taking Butler to face. If they have something weird like Mark of the Isles, I'm actually going to lose my mind.
Pots a boiling.
Yeah. I'm at the position now where I kind of really want to play something from my hand. Anything, give me something playable. No, nothing playable. Have mercy. Have mercy on me. You think they're gonna tumble? I need Harsh Winds. Alright, don't you tumble, okay? Let's just pass just pass. Yeah, it's looking like a pass. Please? This pass is so nice, just take it. Yay! Now I can Harsh Winds. That gives me an extra turn. And like every turn kind of matters right now. What's this? Oh, that's interesting. Uh-huh. Well, Harsh Winds you and you. And then also block you. We cannot block the Fearsome still. So we'll do that. Kill that unit. This is still a bit worrying. Like, is Warmothers good enough on attack turn? It could be. It very well could be. Hate Spike? Sure, it's kind of rude. But I respect it. Spell Shield Husk. That's pretty scary too. 3 Hallowed Engrave. Ruination, She Who Wanders. Boisterous getting Spell Shield? Yo, no problem. You can have that. That's not the most worrying thing I've seen. Okay, now that's very worrying. That is something I don't like. Not a Vayne here, bruh. Not a Vayne. How good's Volibear? Bop, bop, bop. Takes off spell shields. Or would I be just happy at Warmothers? No, not really, because if I hit Lissandra, it's kind of doomed. It has to be Volibear or Volley, and I think Volley just kind of makes the most sense here.
Who dares challenge the wild?
I like that it's a little bit of removal right now. Just deal with Second Vein. We also get to attack with them and block with them in case they tumble. Spell Shield Husk does put a small damper on me though. I wish it was something else.
I wield the storm.
But right now we're in like a little bit of a panic mode. Their hand is still very easy to kill me with, like, depending on what they play.
Then found home.
Another, wow. Killer, okay.
Thin-blooded whelps.
Go ahead and swing. And then what, you're gonna tumble like Sans Amulet onto a host or something? Well, what's the game plan here?
I see your invite.
Host dies, okay. That's 4 Hallow. You're gonna have to make me start answering that, you know? Okay, never mind. They're not tumbling, like, at all, which is good for me. I'm happy about that. Gwendolyn?
To thank you for your help.
No need. I
Nah,
can do
fam.
it for you.
Nah, fam. Nah. Let's go ahead and clear that. No. That's too many champions in your top 15. We gotta deal with all that real quick. Real quick, like. And I hope you do not have anything else after. Or a magical way to stop this somehow. That would not be very chill either. Nice, alright. So we just play removal, play big dudes. We got there. And that's it for the best control decks of the patch. Extra shout out to the patrons on screen. Much love and thank you for supporting. So for some closing thoughts, as I mentioned earlier, control isn't really in the best spot because mid-range decks are just too powerful for control to keep up with. They're still viable enough to win with if you prefer the playstyle though, and at the very least, there are a variety of playstyles and identities to keep control fresh. If you enjoyed this video or it helped at all, make sure to drop a sub if you're new and also a like for the algorithm. I'm on the way to 15k subs and it'd be awesome if you came along for the ride. Thank you so much for watching and have a good one. Laters!